Welcome to the Socialette podcast, where we empower you with the marketing know-how you need to create the business of your dreams. I'm your host, Steph Taylor, and I'm a marketing nerd, Shiraz lover, and passport stamp collector. Join me as I dive into all things small business marketing and deliver them to you in bite-sized, fluff-free lessons every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Let's get learning. Hey, welcome back to the Socialette podcast. This is episode 99, 2018 in review. Hands up, who else feels like 2018 has been a massive year? Part of me feels like it's only just started, and part of me feels like I've achieved a lot. This week's episodes will be my last three for 2018, as I'm taking a few weeks off to relax and recharge so that I can head into 2019 with really good energy and just feeling excited about the year. Today's episode, I'm sharing the nitty-gritty of my 2018 with you. So what worked well, what didn't work so well, what absolutely failed, and what lessons I learned. Lessons that I will take with me into 2019. Just before I get stuck in, doors to Socialette Elite are open again for this week only. Socialette Elite is a community for motivated small business owners who want to learn how to effectively market their business on a budget and make friends in the process. It's one part education, one part action taking, and one part community. When you join, you'll get access to last month's content, which was all about nailing your brand foundations so that your business can stand out, even if you operate in a crowded market, and so that you no longer have to compete on price because people just want to work with you or buy from you. You'll also get access to this month's content, which is all about prioritizing where the heck to spend your time, energy, and budget marketing your business in 2019. And of course, you'll get access to the virtual co-working community where you can hang out, ask questions, bounce ideas, and make really great business friends. The virtual co-working community is not a Facebook group. It is not a Facebook group. I stress that. Can't stress that enough. It's a real-time hub full of motivated business owners like you. Doors close on Monday, 17th of December, and they won't reopen until 2019. So if you've been waiting to join, now is your chance. Head to stephtaylor.co/elite, E-L-I-T-E, to join Socialette Elite. Okay, on to the 2018 review. Let's start with what worked well. So firstly, this podcast. I wish I had launched Socialette a few years ago, as I think it's been probably the single best thing I've done for my business. Aside from the fact that I've grown a whole new business around it, I've also met some amazing people, been asked to speak at incredible events, and collaborated with people I never thought would want to work with me. The other thing that's worked really well, quite strangely, is my Canva Instagram puzzle feed template that I created. It's a quick template I put together in around half a day, but it's become my best-selling product by far, and it literally sells itself. Like, I barely even promote it. You probably didn't even know it existed. The other thing that worked really well was the Wild Bloom rebrand, which happened back in Feb, and it literally doubled our clients and our revenue in a month. Crazy, right? It completely reaffirmed the importance of good branding and just how having that slick, cohesive presence with a strategy behind it really can make a difference to your business. Okay, so what didn't work so well? I went into 2018 with the idea that I was going to spend the year living a laptop lifestyle, so traveling and working at the same time. What I didn't realize is that being a digital nomad is hard. Time zones suck, Wi-Fi isn't always reliable, and when you're in an exciting new city, the last thing you want to do is work. So after spending so long traveling, I'm back in Brisbane, back in my own apartment, and feeling a lot more settled and a lot more motivated. The other thing that didn't work so well, while the podcast was the best thing I've done for my business, the not so good thing about it is that it has been a fair bit of work. When I first launched it, I had about 4 weeks of episodes ready and stored up to go. But I was traveling so much at the time, and I quickly ran out of these episodes, which meant that there were days that I was literally recording them as they were due to be published. And the one thing that absolutely bombed in 2018, well, I had a fairly big stuff up when I ran a launch for Facebook ads that flourished back in August. I was running the launch on a new webinar platform I'd never used before, and I completely missed the fact that it had 100-person capacity to attend live. This meant that so many people who had set aside the time to attend my webinar live couldn't get into the webinar room. People had tucked their children into bed, had fed their kids early just so they could attend this webinar live, and they couldn't get in. And I just felt so terrible about it. Okay, so what am I changing going into 2019? I'm going to do a whole episode on my 2019 changes on Friday, so stay tuned for that. But in a nutshell, I'm getting a lot more intentional about everything I do, especially the content that I put out into the world. I'm placing a much bigger focus on quality rather than quantity. For this podcast, given the amount of work it takes to produce and how much value I'm giving away for free, I'm going to be bringing some podcast sponsors on board in 2019. This is literally just to cover the cost of producing the podcast and my time to record it. I'm also going to be making a really big announcement in this Friday's episode, so stay tuned for that. Wednesday's episode is our 100th episode, and I have a super, super special episode in store for you with some amazing business friends of mine. Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you've got 2 minutes, I would love it if you could please leave a quick rating and a review in iTunes or Apple Podcasts. It means so much to me. Thank you so much for listening. Catch you next time.